No, I didn't get it.
No, I sent it to you.
What time?
Hold on. Hold on. I want to find it.
Today you sent it to me?
I think so.
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, I didn't go through. I see it now. Yeah, it's like pending. All right, I'll send it now.
Okay,
Okay,
so
let me learn it. Can you onheben, yeah?
Yeah.
Sishin Amid Gimel if base.
Bemed dvarim amurim.
All right,
Yeah?
so far, what were we talking about up until now? We were talking about what are the cases that he doesn't that he has there's no financial claim and he has only tarumis, or even in some cases, based on the opinion, maybe he won't have even tarumis in some cases, like for example, if Mamish he was able to find him he had a job, another job waiting for him from somebody else quickly. Now we're going to talk about, okay, this idea is not always that ain't all of elotarumis. There's sometimes that he'll have mamish a taina against him. So b'medvar mamurim she'ein lohem all of elotarumis. So
By the
when
way, thank you very much. I just got
link,
the YouTube. Very appreciative because I have to, that's what I'm holding by my writing. You know, I'm a cohesive.
oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay,
So
do you mind if I read? Because is this your first time we're doing this or?
is we started base, but we have to go through anyways mechaber, and then we'll see where we
Okay,
did some.
give me the chazonis, and
Yeah,
you
so,
do the
we'll chazer the smeh
mechaber
and the shach, especially it's not very long smeh and shach over here.
in Sib base, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and remember, there's also machloik is brought down in from a previous from
That's going to be the question of we say that he doesn't have taromis on him.
yeah.
However,
Mechutz Ramonas and machloikas,
that's in the
it's actually brought down. It's brought down in a previous
Reish Dalid.
Reish Dalet. Yeah, Reish Dalet says over there, even with a good excuse, it's
Right.
still
Those
Mechutz Ramona.
right. So the tur who over there holds that that with a good reason he's not a mechusar amana. He's going
Yeah,
to hold the same here.
yeah.
Others who held that even with the reason he's still mechusar amana, they'll also hold the same here.
But the
And
Ramah brings it down over there. I looked at the Ramah as a Yeshemrim, not as a
no,
as
so
Halacha
that
Lemaisa.
so that yesh emrim.
Yeah, according to that Yeshemrim, yeah. If they're mechulak in that, they're mechulak in here.
So
That's what it
them
says.
what do they mean? Ein olav elatarumes. You see, mechusar amana. They're only talking la'afuke.
Lafuke gelt, but
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah. They're not mechayev.
yeah.
That's how we learned that. That's the smeh in Sivkot and Aleph, the first smeh on the simon.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end. It's lafuke rotelemar lafuke tfias momen.
30 more minutes. Yeah, he doesn't have a monetary claim. But
Okay,
when
lass mich gehen weiter, ja? Bemet vorem amurim, wenn ist es als gesagt geworden, schein lahem elotar rumes, besheloi holchu davke, besheloi ho yuchon lehaskir asmam. When do we say when they did not go, right? We
yeah,
said that if they didn't show up, then they say then there's elotar rumes, right? Isn't that what we said?
yeah. So that's b'shalei halchu, right, Dafka, and also
Davke schon
additional.
yucholim lehaskir asmam emesh כשסחורם בעל הבית זה, אבל אם היו נזכורים אמש, ועכשיו הם נזכורים כלל, הרי זה כדובר העובר להם ונוס להם סחורם כפועל בot. In other words, like this.
Oh, there's two. So there's two. So he's bringing two separate things.
Yeah.
One
Right.
thing is if they went already. That's one.
They went to it. They went to work.
They went. Yeah, they already went to do the work.
Yeah.
So now why? Because we'll see that halicha is
Mechayev.
kas cholas aveda dummy.
So he's saying, when do we say that halicha is kescholas avoida?
No, halicha always. Then he's saying something else. Even without halicha, if yesterday they were able to find a job And now, because of you hiring them, they no longer can have that job available, even without halicha. So these are exclusive, meaning
okay.
yesterday they couldn't find the job, and now they couldn't find the job, but there was halicha. Then I'm sorry, halicha is already, they started the work. So even without this other thing, so these are two separate things.
So this is what we have to learn. But when do we say in a case which we said holchu yeshem tarumas, loy holchu en lahem tarumas, right? So, but when do we say that by shaloi holchu en lahem elo tarumas davka by shaloi yuchom lehaskir atzma memesh, nor in a fall wenn nechten die sich kein verdungen sich, ja? Gesh es chorm balabais at the time the balabais. So then. The Saivi, they weren't going to get a job, right?
Right. So basically, you require.
But if yesterday,
nothing to talk about. Then what? Then dafke. It has to be that if either way could pater him. A, they wouldn't have been able to find the job yesterday.
Anyway.
Right. Anyway, or they can't find it today, or they could find it today anyway.
So why do we have a scenario with Shaloi Holchu? Because they told him don't come, right? He canceled
the scenario of he told them already ahead. He already told them before they left. By the way, don't go because the work is not there anymore.
Yeah.
So fine. So here's the thing, though. If now they can't find work, and yesterday when they hired you, when you hired them, they could have found work. Now you made them even shalai hilchu, but you caused them a loss. So who cares shalai hilchu?
Yeah, right. I guess but if yesterday at the time that you hired them, right?
Right, they would have been able to find.
I mean, how you beshas what do you call it? Beshas schorim.
At the time that you hired them, yeah.
Right. So then the achshom and niskorim klal beyetz. Now when you're on the baybayim, right? That it's supposed to show up, right? They're not able to find any work at all. How does they kedover hob would have been nice to them poil bottle?
You caused them a loss. You caused them a loss. Yesterday they could have found work, and you hired them so they didn't take work, and now they can't find work anymore. You caused a loss.
But you don't give them the full salary. You give them just kepel bottle.
Right. Because at the end of the day, they're not working. They're sitting there.
How does they kedover hob would lahem benois lahem schoren kepel bottle? I understand.
But yeah.
Ve'im niskorim bepoches, and had they been.
No, let's say now they could find work.
Fine with it. Yeah, now they could find work.
But they could only find for $50, not for $100.
Shalom hapras.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this. Okay. Now, one thing I want to ask you: the pras that we're talking about over here, right? This is all well and good if it's consummate to the type of work that they're doing. It has to be like that.
So he's gonna talk about that still.
Oh yeah, if they shove b'shove. Otherwise, if he has to do less work, it's a little bit like schar bottle, a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's on that.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, very good. Thank you for that.
Get work? What if they could get work, but the work that they could find is only harder work than this?
Yeah, harder work.
Right. Well, they could only find harder work, but you were going to pay them that for yesterday. They could have found easier work.
So that's also a shot. Okay, he's going to talk about that too, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about this though.
Okay, right? They have to. He has to pay the difference, right? Of what? But let's say they did go. They did show up at the work, right?
Yeah.
But Saivi the day before, they would not have found any work Saivi, right?
So, yeah, nice.
Then again, he gets Kepel bottle, right?
Yeah.
שעכשיו אין מזכרים כלל, אבל אם מוצאים מישהי יזכירם בשכירוסוי, אין להם אלא תרומס.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Tarumas for the tircha.
But like we said in last sif, for the
Yeah, but by work they're gonna work.
for the tircha.
No, but it says now you can find now.
Right. So if they can find work, then you didn't cause them a loss.
A loss, and you don't pay them anything.
But what they have they have
tarumas of tircha, of a headache, but no monetary because they can work now.
Because they didn't take a loss. There's nothing. No loss.
Not even bottle. Right, not even bottle because they're able to work. Okay, rak melocha kveida mizu rak shereitzim lehesi b'schoron sigum lehaskir as b'mokom acher. What does that mean?
So
that even if they did not find only harder work,
right? And they want and what's their taina? Their taina is we were only able to find harder work. So for that hard work, we wouldn't have accepted such a money. So you pay the extra because now we have to work harder. And that
I understand that. Wie liegt das in der Werte? It goes like this. Der Yeshloima, der filu loy motzoi rak melocha kveida, only a hard work, mizu, rak shereitzim lehesi b'schoron, tzorich lehaskir atzme b'mokem acher. What does that mean?
That means that means it's not his responsibility for them. That the fact that the work they found now was harder. It's not on him.
The responsibility of the original master.
Meaning their taina is we only found harder work. Let's say you offered us 100.
Yeah.
Now we come or already or not. But whatever the case is, that now we're coming and there is other work available.
But it's hard work. That's it.
But it's harder work. So now I'm telling you, this harder work is for the same 100 that you were paying. But this kind of work should be 120. So you pay me the extra 20.
Don't have to.
And they say it's not V'yesh chelkin al zeh, and some say no. Taki, he's
that he should pay.
Yeah, he should pay. Some say.
Well, you have to shout up how much more in scale of work. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember. It's the Smar, the Shach. Somebody argues that this is not what the Talmidi, that this Yesh Mishachilkin is not correct. The Yesh Chelkin is not. We'll see soon. I think in the Smeh, maybe I don't remember. Smeh, Shach, one of them says that this Yesh Chelkin is not correct.
What do you mean? Oh, tzrichim lehaskir b'mokem acher means you can't take out money out of him.
Right, it's not the same.
If you don't like this kind of work, go gezuch epes.
Right, but it's not. But that's not on him.
Okay. Ve'im eino meitziim lihiyos niskorim ele pochos ve'im eino meitziim lihiyos niskorim ele bepochos. Oh, but if they can find only something that will pay them less than the agreed price, meshalm lema pras. Then they do. Then the original balabos does have to make up for the difference.
Right. So that's by holchu. So just like we said, just like we said by the first case, that they would have been able to find the job, and now they're not able to find the job. They can only find by less. You have to pay the pchas. Same thing here by holchu is the same thing by holchu. Okay. All
these dinim aforesaid things that we just said. So, in other words,
right, and this is the
if he checked it,
not even mechusri amona. Right? Mamish v'niftar k'meishes bar. He's mamish potter. Right? This is the tour. Goes l'shitase on afilu mechutz ramon is nicht.
So let me ask you a question. The machloikis that we had before was mechutz ramona or not. Are you going to tell me now in a case of pshia? Well, that's a big chiddush, isn't it?
What's it called? It's even if you have a perfectly good reason, you didn't keep your word.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is in a case when he's posheya,
Listen, honest means
he's chayiv, right?
Means you have a good reason.
In a case where he was when he was not posheya. In a case where it was pshia, so clearly he's chayiv, right? But according to the shach, according to the smeh in Sifkot Aleph, right?
Yeah.
It's really not. This is really not the case because it's a machloikis in the case of when he's a posher.
But this is lefi atur. So lefi shitas atur.
Yeah, no, I'm saying according to the Yeshemrim over there. I'm saying
according to that, yeah, Shemrim Taka, yeah, it would be different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? According to Yeshemrim,
so he would still be
even though you know what I'm saying, even though he was when he was a Posheya, he would still be Potter, according to the first one.
Like the Tur says, and when the Tur says Potter, he means afilu la'afukim mechusra.
Right. Yeah. Even if he was a Posheya, he's still Potter.
Yeah.
From Mechusar Amon. It's a shtickle chidush, you know what I'm saying? According to the, I'm not saying that's pshat. I know that. Yeah. But you agree with me that's epis.
That according to Yeshem, it's a little. It seems a little.
You can understand more the Yeshemrim, no?
It seems a little harsh, but yeah. But in Reish Daled, it was also a little harsh. Listen, the situation changed. I'm not going back on my word. Why should I consider Mechusar Amon? There's a reason going back. It's because when I gave my word, I was giving my word based on a certain situation, and the situation changed. Well, why should I be a Mechusar Amon?
Fine.
Yeah, and but I agree. It's a little bit a little harsh, you know. But yeah,
I'm saying, okay, to say it's Potter in the case where the guy was a Posheya, when we know Ibaran in Shas that the Posheya usually is Chayev, you know, in Shoimrim and stuff like that, you know, it's when you're negligent, you usually have to pay.
It was if he was a Bipshia, he was able to check yesterday if the work was still there, and he didn't, or just like saw by Schirus Batim, where he has to give a hidah, and if even in the cases where he's putter from a hidah, if it was Bipshiyase that he could have given a hidah, he's still chayiv because you were able to give a hidah.
Yeah.
So since
okay, so he says, okay, but in all these aforementioned cases where you want to be mechayiv, right?
All these we're talking about is dafka when it was his fault.
אגב, בעין לקמון, סימן של למדי סעיף בייס, מלמד שהזכיר עצמו לשני שונים, והזכיר שונה לשנה, מקרה הסחולת גם לשון השנייה, והוא הדין כל פייל. Once you start, the first year, it's already considered...
Yeah, it's a scholar for the whole duration of the contract.
In other words, right, so it's already, he doesn't have to renew the contract the second year. That's the pshat.
Or, I mean, there already is a contract, right? But if you now, right before the second year, said, oh, I don't need you anymore. Oh, there's no haschala. You did haschala on the first year. No. His haschala counts for the whole contract, even if it's...
okay, fine. Okay, let me get to this, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, where does Smeh start? I think...
Top of the page. Both are at the top of Reish Chof Dalet.
Reish Chof Dalet, yeah?
Top, yeah. So, Sivkot...
Okay, Be'im Niskorim Harazeh... Let's do the Smeh first. Ches, right? Sivkot Ches?
Yeah.
Harazeh kedover ha'avud lahem pirush v'chayiv medina de garmi.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, Be'im Niskorim Bepachas Chula... See, Dina de Garmi is more direct, and that's if you be grammar, but you're talking about the Garmi is direct. It's like chitzim. You remember? Chayv bishum chitzim.
He's not mamish physically causing them the loss. That it's not like he went and robbed them from the money, but he caused it in other words, in a more direct, indirect way. So it's
Chayv Dina de Garmi. Be'im niskor bepachas chula. Pirush, no, because Garmi is the Gemara terms it is Chayv Bishum Chitzin. Remember that or not? By Tzneidus. Remember?
Meaning, even though you mamish didn't do it with your hand, but you caused it, Bepayel.
If I get a football and I kick it, right, a soccer ball,
Right.
and it hits you in the face, if I do it
Ball hit
bedavka,
No, but you hit the ball.
you better believe it, and you're chayiv.
As even gesagt in Chassidus, kayach ha'peil benifel.
Mamish, and very good in Hasidic cases, and the same thing with a bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna tell me that no, it's
Right,
the same.
the bullet hit the guy.
Yeah, no, that's Dina de Garmi.
Right.
This is a Dina.
You caused it directly.
So in Bava Kama, you see
even though
that
by the time it hit him, it was indirect, but you caused it. You caused a certain damage. It was you made a certain damage.
That's the Gemara in Bava Kama talks about Stroidus. If you remember, there's a din of Palga Deniska Stroidus. Is mechalik between Dina de Garmi, which we're learning over here, is like Stroidus over there.
Yeah.
Uleafuke gromo be'alma, which is a different. You know what I'm saying? So right. That's why over here you mamish chayiv.
Direct. Yes, it taka happens to be that what I did ended up causing something.
Yeah, but it's stages away. It's not like it's not like direct. It's not direct.
Pebbles that. No, in other words, I there was some physics in between it, but it's the same thing. It's kayach benifel, you know.
100%. But okay, let's go. Pirush. Ato niskorim bepoches v'ma she'en niskorim emesh, right? V'chein hu betur. Also steht in Tur. Also Moshel Heint, man kennt es verdingen, für wenige, you can do less. So that's why he doesn't want to use them
up today, but you caused them in a way of Garmi. You caused them that only get less today.
So you have to pay.
You gotta pay.
Shalom lahen apchas. Mashe niskorim hayom bepoches memes. Meshalom lo lefi erech kepoel bottle api schiru shelemesh.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Lefi erech kepoel bottle api schiru shelemesh.
Meaning,
on the ratio of yesterday, because poil bottle today will be less than
poil bottle today, right? So
the poil bottle of nechten.
Meaning, if the amount that they could make today, right? They can get a job for $80, but yesterday they could have got a job as a poil bottle. On that ratio, for 100, you have to pay them the 20, but you don't have to pay them like if they worked yesterday.
Right. No, but chances are, I mean, common sense. If today it's pras, it became cheaper. If labor became cheaper today, so it stands to reason that poil bottle today is less than the poil bottle yesterday.
You're right.
When the schedule was higher.
We're saying you know they found work.
Huh?
But here we're saying they found work.
Yeah. So but it's going to be Meshamloi lefi erech kepoil bottle.
Is the actual work today less than the poil bottle from yesterday? That's the question.
It is.
It could be, but or if not, let's say yesterday a poil was 100 and a poil bottle was 80. Today, a poil is 80 and a poil bottle is 60. And so they're getting work and they can only get 80, which is the same as a poil bottle from yesterday. He doesn't owe them anything. Because he only has to pay them up to a poil bottle.
Yeah, but what you said is 100% true, because it stands to reason that if real work was 100 yesterday, and today real work is 80, it stands to reason that poil bottle yesterday should be 80 and poil bottle today should be 60, because it's always a niche less. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stand to reason.
Is they're not finding work as a poil bottle, they're finding work as a poil mamish.
So what does he bring this here for then?
It seems like he's not chayiv to pay them the difference between the actual work. He's only chayiv to pay them up until what they would have gotten.
Oh, the poil bottle, the difference, it means 60 minus 80.
Well, or today, let's say they're working at 80. And yesterday, a poil bottle was 90. Even though a pail was 120 yesterday, he has to pay them only
A
10.
pile was 120 yesterday, yeah. He doesn't have to give him the extra 40.
Because why should he pay him like a pail bottle when they had to actually work? But it has to do with but that's the limitations of his chiyuv to them. So.
Okay, so he doesn't have to give him the extra $40 from
right.
the
That's
from
$10 to make them whole if they would have gotten hired as a pail bottle.
So then the pile today, which is, let's say, how much you want to shots up? 80?
Yeah,
let's say today's 80. But
Yeah.
if the pile bottle yesterday was 80, he doesn't have to give him anything.
That's what it would seem. That's the chura, what it would seem from this. I don't know that I like that idea so much, but that seems.
But I think it seems pretty evident from the smed that that's what he means.
Meaning even though Taka, like you would think he has to pay them like a pail from yesterday because they have to work. Okay, but that's not his chiyuv. That's not his. You know what I'm saying? His chiyuv only goes. The bottom line is his chiyuv only goes up to pail bottle from yesterday, not to a pail from yesterday.
Wow. Okay, it is what it is. They're saying,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay. ואם הולכו אף על פי חולה, כל כך כוסוב. גם כן הטור בשם הראש, as well as אם הולכו, we said yesterday they went, right?
Yeah.
ואם הולכו, דווקא שהולכו עצמם ולא שלוחם, אף על פי שלא היו מוצאים להזכיר עצמם אמש, נעשה להם שכר כפל בוטל. Right? We said that if they went on the day of the job, right?
Yeah.
And now you want to cancel them. And had you canceled the day before, anyway, you wouldn't have, they wouldn't have found jobs.
Right.
So the din is that he gives him a pale bottle. I have a question on this.
Yeah,
on this
so the point the Smeh is making is lav dafka that the shaholchu. Meaning shaholchu.
First of all, the Ramo says, yeah, dafka.
Is just the usual situation, right? Because in the Tur, like that's when the Tur he says, v'chein lo yolchu.
But what did Ramo says? Dafka
holchu. It means that in whatever way he got in their way of finding other work. The usual way that happens is shaholchu. That's the norm. The norm is that's how he held them back. Is shaholchu.
He says dafka shaholchu atzmam avaloy shlucham.
Yeah.
They don't get anything at all.
But the Smeh's point
is that consistent? Is that consistent with the Smeh? What the Ramo said now or not?
Yeah, because that's a whole separate thing. That's if they sent a shliach or whatever, then that's not counted as they went. But he's talking about something different. He's just saying that it's lav davka shaholchu. It's also if he held them up in any other way, he delayed them in some other fashion. It's the same as holchu. So why does he say holchu? Because the what's it called? The mistamak kishalay holchu meitzli stakir. Usually, if they didn't, usually that's what the holdup is. Generally speaking, if there's a holdup, the holdup was shaholchu.
Okay, let me ואם הולכו, כך זה בטור בשם בראש, והיסף גרעת ושמעתה, וכן לא יהולכו ועקבם עד שהם מוציאים להסתכל, צריך לתת להם שכרם כפל בוטל. וכיוון שגורם להם הפסד, אלו אולכה דמילסה נוקה את המסתמה כשלא יהולכו מוציאים להסתכל.
משהולכו אין מוציאים.
I mean, had they...
It's in other words, that's the usual reason that they weren't able to find work is because holchu. But holchu lav dafke. It's out that he held them back, right?
He delayed them to the point that he doesn't... yeah.
So why does he say holchu? Because holchu is urcha the milsa. That's the usual.
Who had dinami afil loy holchu?
And usually below holchu, he was not ma'akiv them. But it's lav dafka holchu. If if in whatever way he was ma'akiv them from finding other work, then then it's the same as holchu.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Obviously, holchu means baybayim, no? The day of the work.
I don't know. Lav dafke. Well,
How else could you learn? How else could you learn
they live 2 days travel away, and you started the travel on already.
I mean, in the process of making the way there.
Somebody hires me. If somebody hires me and it's for a job in New York.
Yeah, so you have to take a flight.
And I'm going to flight, or if I'm going to drive there, I'm probably going to drive there the evening before already, or you know what I mean, whatever it is. But I already got in the car and went.
Right.
So I didn't start the work yet because that's not till tomorrow, but I went already.
You started the process of making your way there.
Yeah.
Okay, behu she'achshav em niskarim klal nimtza she'ein chiluk ben holchu lo holchu. אלא גזול סחירוסוי לא יהיו מוצאים מי שיזכירון אוי שהיו נזכרים אחרים מפוחוס, genau. The real chiluk is not holchu lo holchu. Was there work available at the time of the cancellation?
Yeah.
That's enough kamina.
Right, meaning the bottom line is, and this fits well with the last sifkatan. The bottom line is, were you ma'akiv them from finding other work? That's the bottom line.
Right, that's exactly what he says.
The bottom line is they could have found other work, and because of you hiring them, whether it's holchu or loy holchu, they cannot find other work now.
Yeah.
And that's why he's saying what he said in the last sifkatan is it's lav dafka holchu. It's just by holchu. That's usually by holchu. You stop them because of that from finding other work. I was in my car driving to New York. How am I going to find other work while I'm in my car driving to New York? It's very interesting because he's showing us this svara here. It's not about this. Let's forget the technicality of holchu or loy holchu. It's
right. It's by your delay
in a garmi way that they should miss out on other work.
Right.
Yeah.
Just by letting them come and not informing them. Imagine yochayvon garmi b'shaval tase.
Yeah.
Just by being just delay it, and let time pass.
Yeah, in the meantime, you let time pass, and had you not, they could have found other work.
And I'm saying they're not hiring him is also a shaval tase. It's a passive act. You're just not hiring them,
right?
And you're just not telling them anything. This is like one big nezek through. Yeah, unbelievable.
And that's why it's the garmi and not because it's not a ma'is b'peil, but still doesn't make a difference. But you're
okay. Let's do the shach now, yeah.
Yeah, let's go in the shach.
Vem niskor v'pochis chulam mashma de'im moitziim leistaker ein tzorich habalabos leshalem lahem kepeil bottle elo meshalem lahem hapchas. Yeah.
Right. He only pays the difference. Why he doesn't have? Why? Because they found work. So I lost, and what you lost was what? Was the difference between yesterday and today?
Right. וכן משהו ממה שכוסו אחר כך, אבל אם מוציאים מי שיזכר, וכן משהו בטוח שכוסו בנויצון הם סחורן כפועל בוטל כולה. ואם אומר לו, לך והזכיר עצמו במה שתוכל, ואני אשלים על סחורךו השיעור שפקדתי עמך צורך לעשות את זה, because he
you made a different deal. You insured him, not kipayel bottle. You by your words, you were mechayiv in yourself like a payel, not like a payel.
But even though Medina de Shulchan Aruch is nicht mechuyev zu tun as azach, yeah.
Had he not said that?
Had he not said it? The moment he says it,
you now, right? You're mechayiv yourself now to do that. So mashma.
Mashma der Etzalem be'apel mechuyev la'aseh samelocho v'ena yochel leimar Eishev bottle with suddenly per mamish in a case that he has an opportunity to work. He shouldn't say, "I don't want to do this work."
I mean, like a pill bottle.
I'll better rely, on pill bottle, right?
Right. Here, the balabas saying, "Listen, go find other work, and then I'll pay you the difference." So this. The
discretion of the balabas.
Right. So the balabas can tell him either, "Don't find work. I'll just pay you like a pill bottle." Or he can tell him, go find work and I'll pay you the difference.
It's not at the discretion of what?
Of the worker. The worker can't just say, no, I don't want to go find other work. I'm going to sit like a pill bottle.
והבח סעיף א', כוסוף שהבריירה ביד הפעלים, שאם לא ירצו להזכיר, it's van המחלוקes in them, זס?
Yeah.
כמו שבריירה ביד הפעלים, שאם לא ירצו להזכיר עצמו, מחויב על הבוס לשלם להם כפל בוטל, ואם אינם רוצה להפסיד דבר, יזכירו עצמם והוא ישלמם. ואם אינם רוצים להפסיד דבר, יזכירו עצמם והוא
Meaning, he hired them for 100.
He's saying like this.
He hired them for 100, and Pale Bottle is only 80. So
then he's bechuyev to give 20.
They can choose to take the 80, or if they dafka want to make the 100, they can choose to go do work and he'll be mashlim, which is interesting because we see the Bach holds that he has to pay the difference, not like a Pale Bottle, but he has to pay the difference like a Pale.
צריך לעשות משהו, הפועל מחויב לעשות המלאכה, ואינו יכול לומר איש בוטל. ושם לי כפועל בוטל, אלא הבריירה ביד הבעל הבוס. So what's he not allowed to do? If he said, יאמר לו, לך הזכר עצמך מה שתוכל, and I will be Muslim, right? He has to do it.
Yeah.
He has to pay him.
Yeah.
משמע, לא שלו, הפועל מחויב לעשות מלאכה. ואני יכול איש בוטל ושלם לי כפועל בוטל. אלא בריירה ביד הבעל הבוס. He didn't have to give him. והבח סעיף א', כוסף שהבריירה ביד הפעלים. שאם לא ירצו להזכיר עצמו, מחויב בעל הבית לשם להם כפעל בוטל, but not the whole thing. כי פעל בוטל. אם אינם רוצים להפסיד דבר, understand that.
Tell the balabas, no, you know what? I'm fine with the 80 of a pale bottle. I'm fine with the 80, so I'm not going to go find work, and you pay me the 80, and he has to. Or alternatively, if the worker says, wait, why I don't want to make 80, I want to make 100, so I'm going to go work and you pay me the difference, so I should make the whole amount.
Yeah. Okay, משל מהפכס, מה שנזכורים היום פוחס ממש, לפי ערך כפל בוטל, על פי זכירת כפל של אמש, עד כאן לשם סמה, yeah? ולא הבנתי דבריו. דמה עניין בפעל בוטל לכאן, דו כיוון שנזכורים פוחס,
this is exactly the question I had. This is the question I had. That's what I said before. That like why it doesn't sit well with me what this man is saying. That because they have to actually do physical work. Why should he only be mashlim them like a pale bottle? He should have to be mashlim them like a pale mamish. So it looks like the shach also doesn't sit well with him.
But if mashenizkorim hayom pochus me'emesh lefi erech kepel bottle. That
means that we understood the smell right too.
Yeah. What did we say? We said that if he's getting paid less,
that the amount of the pras that he has to pay them is capped by pale bottle shalamesh. Meaning he doesn't have to make up for them like a worker for today. Let's say yesterday.
No, for the work of yesterday.
Remember, yeah, remember we said, like, for example, if you have
He's saying
100,
you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay the extra 40.
Right, only
Make
the
it 220.
bottle yesterday. So this and right, which is like they're losing out. It seems, right? So the Dr. Shach, this doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, but she got him at Yom Poch's Memesh. If you had a kipel bottle of Peace Jerusalem, I'm sure it's me. But הבנתי דבריו דמה עניין כפל בוטל לכאן, דהוקיבן שנזכורים בפוחס, right? ואיסים מלוכו, you don't pay schar bottle on a person that's working.
You have to do the work. Why should you pay them like a pill?
And that's why he has to pay the whole thing.
In the whole thing, not the pale bottle from yesterday, but like the pail from yesterday.
We both had a problem with that smell, if you remember.
Yeah, like it. The good thing is though is I was trying to figure out if maybe we were misunderstanding this man. But yet from the Shach that we understood properly what this man was saying there.
Yeah, but אולי סביר לי דמה שכוסו בחברים נזכורים בפוחס. משלם הפחס, רוצה לומר שאם היו מי שסחורן היו נזכורים בפוחס, ובאמס אינו נזכורים, אבל באמס זה אינו גם לשלם משלם הפחס למשמח. He said that the Shach said that maybe the Smed understood it differently. That's right. That's what I think he's saying.
Meaning that if they would have found yesterday work, it would have been less than this work.
You might even say, צריך להאשים הפחס. תמיד הפועל בוטל לכאן, דהו כיוון שנזכורים בפוחס ועשים מלוכו, צריך להאשים מהם כל הפחס. אולי סבירה לדמשקות מחבר, והם נזכורים בפוחס, וצריכים משאים הויו. מי שסחורן, הויו נזכורים בפוחס, ובאמס אינו נזכורים. That he's saying that maybe he understood. Yeah, maybe he understood that if at all he was going to find work today, it would have been less. But Bepoil, he didn't find work at all.
He like a pale bottle, but he has to pay him like a pale bottle from yesterday, not a pale bottle from today.
Yeah, but the point is like this: that the Maisa today, the prices went down, right?
Right.
The prices went down. If he at all he was going to get. If he was going to get, what do you call it? If he was going to get,
if he would have got hired today,
he would have got that. It would have been less. But with Poil, he didn't get hired today.
Right.
So that's what.
Bottom line is, you have to pay him not like a pale bottle from today.
Yeah, that's a way. Maybe that's a way he understood it.
About the means to say you have to pay him like a pale bottle from yesterday. But
yeah, So then he says, no, that's not the case. They're not arguing.
You can't read that out of the Mechaber. It's a very twisted way to learn.
It's right? Because it's not pras. It's a boiled bottle. It's not pras.
Right.
Pras is hashloma.
A pras means that I am working bepale today, and you're being mashlim.
Right.
So from that lashon, you can't read that's what this man means to say.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Look at the pirashti. Rather, it's like and here the pechas means I have to pay you the difference between what I was offering you to work and what now you're getting from working, and it has nothing to do with a pale bottle at that point.
So let me ask you a question now. So then, And that's 1 second.
Meaning he's
that's the Shach talking, right?
Yeah. So the Shach says very simple. There's two different inyanim. If he cannot find work today, you pay him like a pale bottle. If he could find work today, you're mishalem abchas. Nothing to do with pale bottle. And you're mishalem.
That's only if he works.
Right.
And
if he works, you're mashlim the pchas, like as if he worked, not like a pale bottle.
If for whatever reason he didn't work today, you give him
like then you pay him like a pale bottle. Where the smeh is like mixing them into each other.
Right. And what about if there is work today and you chose not to go to work today?
So that it depends on the if we go like the Bach, or we go like the Tur. According to the Tur, it's biyad balabas. The balabas can tell him you either go work and I'll be mashlim, and if he refuses, he doesn't have to pay him anything.
Anything at all, right?
Bach, according to the Bach, the pale has the option to sit and do nothing, and you have to pay him like a pale bottle.
Right.
So
that's the end of the test, right?
Shitose fits in very good. Meaning you have two things: either he's going to sit like a pale bottle and get paid like a pale bottle, or he's going to work and you're going to be mashlim him the whole thing. The only question is who's the one who has the choice. So according to the Tur, the balabas has the choice. He can tell him, go find work and I'll be mashlim you. Or he could tell him, don't find work, I'll pay you like a pale bottle. According to the Bach, the pale has the option of telling the balabas, I don't want to work, I'll sit like a pale bottle. Or if he wants, and he wants to make more money, he'll tell him, no, I'm going to go to work and you be mashlim.
That's at the end of Sivkot and test, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But that all works with Sivkot and Yud. The Shach,
yeah.
According to Yisvar, it all works.
Yes.
The Shach moves very, very smoothly.
Weiter. Bedavke sholchu hem atzmam. Sheos niskayim beneihem aschirus. Sheschirus poelim nigmar beascholas hamaise. Aval holach shom shliach oil lahem ein lohem melotarumas. Ad kan lo shamagi.
Why? Because only him going himself is ascholas aveda. A shliach going is not ascholas aveda. Watch it. So if there's no ascholas aveda, then you don't have elotarumis.
ודווקא שהולכו הם עצמם, שעוז נזכאים ביניהם הסחירוס. שסחירוס פועלים נגמר באסכולס המייסה, אבל הולך שום שליח אין להם אלו תרומס.
Right, because there's no ascholas amaisa. You didn't begin the work. You sent the shliach.
Right. So ודווקא שהולכו, then in such a case, משלם הפחס, right?
No, and not in such with a shliach.
When he says over here, "V'davka sholchu atzmam,"
yeah,
then we're talking about over here. So it
depends. Either he pays him like a pale bottle if they couldn't find work, or he pays them the pras if they could find work at less.
That's only if they showed up.
If they went be'atzmam, shlucham, he doesn't pay them not pale bottle and not pras if they found work. Because ein lahem elatarumis. We're back to ein lahem elatarumis. Nothing. There's no damage. There's no damage.
I have to figure out how this ties in machlokas of smeh and shach. These words are
I don't know that it does.
Well, the shach and the smeh have two ways of learning.
Look in smeh yud base. And the end of Smeh Yud Aleph, because the Smeh seems to hold ein chiluk bein holchu l'lo holchu. It's just right?
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said.
You are
right.
Remember,
I brought that up before.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because the Smeh saying ein chiluk here. how do you rectify that with dafke sholchu atzma v'lo yishluchim? What's the difference? He was ma'akiv them. What do you care? We just said ein chiluk ben.
Yesh le'ayin bezeh. I think it's a machlokes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's a different, very different talk.
Okay, lass mich gehen weiter, ja? Ve'af al pi shelo hoyu moitzim.
That's if you look at the end, it says ad kam l'shein harav magid, right? Well, if you look at the end, if you look in by the mechaber, right? V'davku sheholchu atzmam ava lo yishlucham. Look in the parentheses.
Yeah. Where?
Dafke sheholchu atzmam ava lo yishlucham.
Yeah. Magid perik tezvish bishmom.
Is the Magid Mishnah? So,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
You know, I mean,
it would seem that this smed doesn't fit in with this.
Right. It doesn't. That's what I thought. That, you know, when I learned it, I told you that the Ramos is different. Okay. Should we finish the smed now?
Yeah.
Okay. והוא שעכשיו מן ישראל בכלל, כולה נמצא דאין חילוק בין הולכו ללא הולכו, אלא כזו לסחירוסוי, לא היו מתאים מי שסחירו דאוי שהיו סחירים בכם בפוח זה כנ"ל. וכך כוסה בטור.
Right.
So he says, he wants to be mechalek.
We only look at, did he hold, just like this mess said in the Sifkot and Shlefneza, because of him, did they not have, could they have found work yesterday or before, whatever it is, and now they can't found work because of he was ma'akiv them? That's all we're looking at. Lefi Asma.
ומה שאלו מבחר בשלם להם חולה פירוש, אם יזכירו נפשם לאחרים, למלאכתון, ומה שיבחסו להם אחרים צורך בעל הבית זה שחוזר במלאכתון, זכירים כשיעור שסוחר אויסם בכן מפורש בטור.
This is funny because this goes against himself, what he himself said in Yud.
Yeah.
Because here he seems to be agreeing with how the Shach said it. Why the Shach doesn't understand what he was saying there, because look, even he himself is saying this here. That
yeah, but according to the pshat of the Shach, that he was talking about a different case altogether, so then we could say that the Smeh concedes to the case of the Shach.
And from
I'm sorry, I don't.
And from Sifkot and Yud Gimel, it certainly seems like he is conceding to the case of the Shach. Look at his wording.
But hold on a second. According to the interpretation of the Shach, according to the interpretation of the Shach in Sifkot and Yud, right? He's saying, he's not saying that the Smeh argues with him in his case, in his interpretation.
What he's saying is, I don't know what the Smeh is talking about in that.
Elamite Muslim Zogan, he's talking about a different case. Right. In my case,
and he tries to bring a case, and he says it doesn't. That case doesn't fit. So, the Shach ends off as I don't know what the Smeh is talking about over there. That's basically how he ends it off. Is I don't understand that.
But the Shach says because the Loshen doesn't stim.
Right, and he's not understanding what he's trying to say. And here, even more so, it shows that here the Smell Lane uses the Loshen, right? Like the Shach said.
Like the Shach said in Sifkot and Yud, no?
Yeah. So here he's saying the same thing, which makes it even more of a question of what on earth is the Smet talking about in Sifkot in Sifkot and Yud about Pale Bottle. What's he?
By the way, did in Shia they learned this already?
I have no idea.
No idea, right?
And I haven't watched. I didn't watch the video yet either. So.
Okay, we should help him. Okay. ואם היינו מציעים להיות נזכרים אלו בפוחס, משלם להם הפחס, right?
Yeah.
בכל אלו הדינים, כשלא ביקר, ואם היינו מציעים להיות נזכרים אלו בפוחס, משלם מסחר, so that's the way we learn Pshat. The smell, the way the Shach learned in Sivkot and Yud. Okay. Now,
The
Gimel.
did we finish the shach yet?
ודווקא שהולכו הם עצמם עד עסקיים ביניהם,
Base.
okay, you'd base, קודם להם שכרם, yeah? In what case are we talking about over here?
We're talking about
שכרם בבטל, והוא שעכשיו אינם נזכרים כלל, אבל אם מציעים שיזכירו, בסחירוסוי אין להם אלא תרומס. What does he say over here? והוא שעכשיו אינם נזכרים כלל, אבל אם מוצאים מי שיזכירם בסחירוסוי.
No, what he's talking about is ve'im holchu, afal pisha lo yoyu moitzi. So if lo holchu,
they get nothing, zilch.
So if lo holchu, so then it depends. We said it depends. Even if lo holchu,
they
would have been able to find work, and now they can't find work, then they get kipel batul. Aval im holchu, even if yesterday they weren't able to find work, he still has to pay them like a pale batul. Why? Because holchu.
In the case of holchu, whether they found work or they didn't find work, they have to pay. He has to pay.
Yeah. Or mishalem abchas.
If they found something, well, let's say they found if they found work. In holchu and they found work, he pays nothing.
They get the
price. If holchu and they didn't find work, so and then kepal bottle. If they holchu and they found something for less, so then mishalem is abchas because holchu.
Yeah.
Now let's go now in bishaloi holchu. He gets nothing because.
So it depends. Bishaloi holchu depends. Bishaloi holchu. If yesterday there was anyways no work, and meaning they didn't lose out on work, then they get nothing. If they taka lost out on work, then even shaloi holchu he was medina de garami he's chayv lehem either kepel batel or pras. The difference by holchu is going to be by holchu even if they did not have work yesterday, meaning they didn't lose out on anything. But because holchu, now they started the contract already. It's too late.
You mean they started the contract from the time before he retracted, right? Before he retracted.
It's holchu already. So then,
but if he retracts before holchu,
then it doesn't make a difference. Even though they couldn't have found other work yesterday, you still have to pay them either the pchas or kipel batul. Why? Because holchu, they started the work already. That's considered they started the work already. B'shalai holchu, then it depends on if they would have found other work or not yesterday.
Wow.
Why? Very simple. Because holchu is the same as they started the work.
But I assume I think
start the work.
But I assume that when he's
only holchu, by loy holchu, only if there's a garmi he's chayiv. By holchu, even if there's no garmi he's chayiv.
Right.
Because they started the work. Holchu equals.
But in a case when he says over here that holchu he could retract, if holchu he cannot retract, that's only if the holchu was before he retracted. But if he retracts before holchu,
yeah, for sure. It has
because you're telling me that the whole contract starts from the time of holchu. But you can be mevatel the contract before.
Not yet tell them.
Yeah,
100%. Right. If he told them before holchu, then he told them before that's called malacha. So then it's going to go back to as if loy holchu. Because why did you go? He told you already. He informed you there's no work. Why did you start going?
Yeah.
So so the holchu means that holchu, and they didn't start the work b'peil, and then he tells them before they start the work b'peil, I'm sorry, it doesn't make a difference. Holchu, it's as if they did start the work b'peil. So now it's too late to inform them. If chazar b'eilif neisha holchu, then there's no.
Okay, so what do we do now? We did Yud Beis already.
No, in Yud Beis. In Yud Beis.
Noiselem Schorim, who adinim shar pelim niscorim begimel, who schorim bedalad, כי משהולכו הבלי כאילו השכילו ואינו יוכל להחזיר בי. ואינו יוכל לימר השכילו עצמכם כשאר פעלים, אלא צורך ליתן להם כפועל בוטל לפי התנאי הגודל שפוסק עמהם. התנאי הגודל means with the most, with the maximum.
Meaning, yeah, exactly.
אוי יזכירו עם עצמם כשאר פעלים, והוא ישלם מהם כתנאי שפוסק עמהם כך עושה ראש הטור. רבנו ירוחם.
Right, meaning it goes according to what he agreed with them. Right? Even he'll say, yeah, but I pay better than other people. Everybody else pays 90 and I pay 120. So go for the 90. I'm only they started the work already that you agreed.
Yeah.
So now you have to pay them.
Right.
You have to pay them. You have to pay them kapel bottle based on your amount, not kapel bottle based on the going amount.
בסדר, אוקיי, י' ג' ויש חלקים, זוגת דשח, ויש דייתי.
Yes, what was this on? This was on that we said that Yeshayim dafilu le'matzurak melacha keveda. Right, but it actually rates in the that they can't tell him that since this work is heavier work, you have to pay us. You have to be mashlam us more money because we can't find the same kind of easy work. And then he says v'yesh chelkim l'fian is daiti. Right, this is what I was saying.
אפשר, אין מי שחולק, זה ראשון תמיד הרש בו, ואם אינו מויצר להסתכל, אלא במלאכה כבדה מזו, אם רוצה לא יסעסק ונויסן שחור כפל בוטל אצל השנה. ויש לומר, די מוסיפן שכר על המלאכה כבדה. ולמה לי... ולמה לי?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
מקומו כביאס המלאכה כבדה, ונך זה אנן על פי השומה, that's what I said, מה שרוי להיסף, וכך ייתן לו, that's what I said, remember? You should see how much, in a case where there's more work, if qualitatively the work is harder, so then you have to be moisif al pi hashuma quantitatively in the money, in the payment. And believe me, I was mechamed to this shach, but it makes sense. V'nech ze anon al pi hashuma, ma sheroi lehesiv, kach yiten loi, ויש לומר דמייני שאף על פי ששומה היה מגיע לוי יויסר ממה שמגיע לוי עתו כפועל בוטל לקח הבעל הבייס אינו רוצה להוסיף לוי הלקח אם יצא הפועל להתעסק במלאכה הכבדה כמה שנסנים והבעל הבייס פוטר ממנו. אם יצא הפועל להתעסק במלאכה הכבדה כפי מה שנסנים והבעל הבייס ממנו ואם יצא לא יתעסק כלל ונוסע
Right, because the Balabais can say, I don't want to pay you. I'll pay you like I'll pay you.
I was noted to the Salkadaitach. They should let him work and pay him more. You understand? The Salkadaitach was let him work the harder work,
right,
and assess.
All right, assess what's the difference between that.
What's the difference? You know, if mamish and pay the difference, right?
Right.
No, he says. Yeshlema de maide shafa bishashuma hoye magia lo yosim mashe magia lo yato kepel bottle. Laken habalabais eino roitze lo hesif lo hilkach imitze.
It's that the yesh mishachokim by meaning Talmidei Rashba. They're not saying we force him to pay more. They're saying that we give him the option to either to pay him like a pale bottle, but if you, either pay.
We're talking about a scenario where he has to pay, where he has to work harder.
This way, including Talmidei Rashba, and if you look at the Lashon Lav Dafka, they chelik on it. They're just talking about a different option he has.
Hold on a second. The option of having to pay more, right?
Yeah.
One second. Aber wie soll man ihm wenn neu so haben schreiben wir Paul Bottle. Then, but why doesn't he give the option over here? Why the Mechaber doesn't give the option of working harder and getting paid more?
So the Shach seems to be saying that maybe Taka, that's
So maybe he said maybe the Mechaber agrees to this option. He doesn't give it, but he maybe agrees.
yeah.
So it's not yesh shecholkim, yesh shemosifin.
Right, he's saying a lot. Right, yes. The Shach is saying lav dafka de chilik.
It means that the Mechaber gave you one option, and this option is another option.
Right. It's not the Talmidei Rash. Lav dafka. Do we have to read it? The Talmidei Rash bar chilik on that.
No, but I'm saying the option of letting him work.
Another option there also.
Right. He just mentioned another option, right? And the Mechaber is not chelik on that option.
It's yeah. I mean, it's the well. I guess
if you're telling me ain't cholkin, that doesn't make sense.
Mechaber is because if you look, this whole thing of yesh cholkin is the best Yosef b'shem Talmidei Rashba. So it's the Mechaber.
So he's going against. So he's not cholak on that. He's just bringing up.
I don't and saying I don't. So the Mechaber is basically in Bes Yosef is saying that the Talmidei Rashba are cholkin alze, and the Shach is saying I don't think they love dafka they mean cholak alze. I don't agree with that. He's disagreeing with the Mechaber here.
Mit darf verstehen, was you know. I mean, how do we learn pshat over here? That's really, you know. Okay.
Fine, Gimel.
Yeah.
And the Mechaber.
I don't think I'll be able to continue now. I'm
okay, so let's continue with Gimel tomorrow, Mitzvah.
Yeah, we'll continue with Gimel tomorrow. Be'ez Hashem. I'm going to mark it as what time do you want to learn tomorrow? How does it work by the Elam? I don't want to be the ones to
10 to 11:30, the regular. It's fine.
You want that? You prefer it that way? It's the Shulchan. For me, this worked pretty okay. Because after working hours, what happens with me in the morning is that sometimes I get stuck with a client. If I get after 5 o'clock, I don't get phone calls anymore. Not so many, no.
Yeah. I mean, it's
right. Find out what the other wants.
I'll be flexible. Whatever the.
As far as I'm concerned, we could do both. But or you know what? Or if we want, let's learn what from what time usually you get stuck with a client. Usually from when?
Usually 10-ish. Yeah. It's but do you prefer in the morning? Is that what you prefer?
I prefer in the morning, in the afternoon, and evening. But it's not a possibility.
Okay, you know what? Take the Elam. And I will work around the thing. Whatever they say, I'll do.
Okay, good.